Hola, soy yo Vicky otra vez. Espero que todo bien como siempre. En el video de hoy, in today's video, voy a hablar de preposiciones otra vez. So this is part 2 of prepositions. Pero hoy voy a hablar de preposiciones de movimiento. So these are prepositions of movement, okay? So they all express some kind of movement. And the prepositions, which, as always, I'm going to put in the description, but please have a go at trying to spell them first before you check how they're spelt. And also these sentences that I'm going to read out that use them, it's a good idea to try and write them down before you check how they're spelled. Listening exercise is always good. Okay, so these are the prepositions we're going to be using. Along, as on along the road. A lo largo de. Backward or backwards, hacia, atrás. Forwards, forward or forwards, hacia, delante. Through or throughout, por, good old por. Around, alrededor de. Beyond, más allá de. Sideways, de lado. And toward or towards, hacia. So these are the prepositions of movement that we're going to use in sentences. So number one, numero uno. Again, so what I'm going to do, like I did in the first preposition video, I'm going to just read the sentence out in Spanish, not in English. So it's a good idea for you to listen to it, see if you understand what it means before you check in the description box what it means. And yeah, writing it down, practice the spelling. Okay, so siempre corría alrededor de el lago cada mañana. So, siempre corría alrededor del lago cada mañana. Número 2. Andaremos a lo largo de la calle principal hasta Correos. Okay, so andaremos a lo largo de la calle principal hacia Correos. Número 3. El policía buscaba por la casa. Next page. Vale. Número 4. Siempre tengo que mirar hacia Siempre tengo que mirar hacia delante y no hacia detrás al pasado. So, repito, siempre tengo que mirar hacia delante y no hacia detrás al pasado. Número 5. Conducieron hacia el río y entonces anduvieron a lo largo del camino. Número 6. Ella miró más allá del árbol. So I've got too many papers here. Sí, let's start again. So, ella miró más allá del árbol y podía ver la casa. And that could also be pudo ver la casa. Número 7. Los cangrejos andan de lado. Los cangrejos andan de lado. Número 8. No iría más allá que o de este punto. No iría más allá que o de este punto. Vale. ¿Lo has entendido? Ok. So, sí, espero que hayas entendido bien. Esos son los preposiciones de movimiento. Now, something that I just want to explain, which actually applies to all prepositions, so all the prepositions that we're going through in this little sort of mini-series, if you like, of prepositions. I think there are 2 more lots that I'm going to go through. Yeah, 2 more kinds that I'll be going through. When we make a question in English, prepositions always go at the end of the question. So, like, what are you looking at? Who are you going with? Etc. Now, in Spanish, these prepositions like at, with, etc., and these that we're going through, all these that we're going through, towards, around, etc. If you're making a question, you will put them at the beginning of the question. So let's give you an example from those that we've just been through. Yeah, so if you say, I walked along the road. If I was to ask the question, what did you walk along? Yeah, in English you'd say, what did you walk along? Your preposition would go at the end because it's a question. If it was in Spanish, you would say, along what did you walk? Yeah, a lo lado de qué anduviste? So, another example, see if there's another one there. These don't fit very well with it, but through what did you walk through? Oh yeah, what did you go through? We would say in English, because our preposition would go at the end if we were asking a question. But in Spanish it would be por qué pasaste. Through what did you go through? Did you go? So just so for perhaps better examples using other prepositions would be who did you go with? In Spanish we would put the with, which is the preposition at the end, but if you was in English, but if you were saying that question in Spanish, you would say, with whom did you go? Con quién fuiste? So always remember these little preposition words. In a question, the order is reversed and the little word goes first. The little preposition goes first and then the rest of the sentence in Spanish, whereas in English we put the prepositions at the end. So that's just a little note. Might come up in some of the future things that we do. It's certainly come up just in general with questions that we ask if you're working your way through the Break the Language Barrier books. Just as a matter of interest, this particular exercise is something that it's not in the book, but I give it to students normally towards the end of level 3. So that's the sort of level that you're at with these prepositions. The thing is, it's all the different tenses. So if you don't know the different tenses, you will struggle with this exercise because it's past, future, etc. Anyone who was at my stage with level 3 should know these tenses, or at least have I'm not saying they'd know them perfectly because it takes a while to learn them, but they certainly will have encountered them. And of course, if you want to buy the Break the Language Barrier series, I mean, I always advise you would start with number 1, but maybe sometimes people buy a number 3 because of, or a number 2 because they think, oh, they're not a beginner, and then they go back and buy the one for the simple reason is then you're going through things in a systematic way. So anyway, Break the Language Barrier levels 1, 2, 3 or 4 by Vicki Riley. They're all available on any Amazon site. So, gracias por mirar. Thumbs up. You know the drill now. You know that if you've enjoyed the video, please thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, and if you would like to, and if you don't mind subscribing, which is absolutely free, please subscribe. And que tengáis muy buen día, como siempre, y os veo en el próximo video. Adiós y gracias.